So as I mentioned in my earlier video, this quad, which is I call it the Wren, it's a 3S platform, 2.3 inch to 2.5 inch prop guards. This flew away on me. It ended up on the top of a 70-foot tall tree. I couldn't actually see exactly where it was at, but I could activate the motors. You could hear it up there, but it wasn't gonna come down. I just assumed a branch had got caught up in one of the guards and it was pretty much gonna be up there forever. But it did fall down about a week and a half later. My neighbor brought it over, and so I thought I'd do a little video here how to go about seeing what works and what doesn't work. So we're first going to start with the battery. So obviously sitting up at the top of the tree here, the battery was still connected, everything activated. Eventually the battery will be drained down. Put it on my little tester here. Doesn't even light up at all, so clearly every cell is down to 0. So one of the methods they say works is you can try to charge this just using this input here and charge it as if it's a NiCad pack. Start off at a low current and see if you can get it to the point where each cell equivalent would be up to 3.2 volts. Then you could connect it up with the balanced cable and try to bring it up in a balanced charge like a normal LIPO. So let me put it on my charger here and see if we can get that going or not. So I've got one of these HTRC T150s, single output charger, and you can tell you got a choice of different kind of battery types. And so what I'll do is I'll just connect up this XT30 to the XT60 with an adapter on it, and we'll see, we'll go from there. Alright, we got that set up here. Let's just put it on monitor right now. It's reading no voltage. I'll go back, put it on NiCad, set the charge current as low as I can go, which is 0.1, and automatic, and we'll hit start. And we'll see if we get, so right now we're sitting at 1.1 volts to start off at 1/10 of an amp, and the input voltage obviously is 16.3. You can see the voltage is now starting to come up on the entire pack. We're charging at a slow enough rate that it shouldn't cause any kind of a safety issue. Down at the bottom you can see the milliamps that'll start to build up, given enough time here. So we'll watch this and see how high we can get it and see how long it's going to take. There's a timer at the top there. You can tell how long it's been going. So hopefully we'll try to get up to the about 9.6, which would be 3.2 volts per cell times three cells. If we can get up to that point, then it should be safe enough to be able to try to charge it using the balanced lead. It's never guaranteed to work, but you got to give it a try. Alright, while that's going on, I thought I'd take propellers off. Took the top off of the quad, got rid of the straps, and I'll take a closer look. Now, everything looks good, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to work. A couple things you can notice here. There's some rusting on the screws holding up the stack. I'm not seeing any real problems like delamination of the printed wiring board. This is the XM Plus. Yeah, it looks okay. So I think the next thing I'll do is I'll plug it in to Betaflight and see if we can get the controller to communicate. If everything looks good there, we'll use a little smoke stopper and connect up the battery and see what happens then. Alright, got Betaflight brought up on the computer, and we'll plug it in here and see what we get. Turns out I had to take one of the guards off to get access to that USB connector there, but let's give it a try. Alright, I got the USB plugged in on that end. I'll plug it in on the other end. That's a good sign. Obviously not bound up. We'll just see if we can connect. Well, look at there. Everything looks okay. I'll go calibrate it while I'm sitting here. Good. Let's go to the next step. Quick check on our battery here. We're up to a little over 8 volts. It's been 27 minutes. I could probably jack up the current going in a little bit to have it go faster, but not really that big of a hurry at the moment. Alright, got the smoke stopper plugged in. Got a 3S pack here ready to plug that in, and we'll see if everything looks good. So far so good. Now I'm gonna bind it up with the radio and we'll see if we get the motors go. Alright, you can tell by the green light there we got the radio working with it. Now I'll throw the arm switch. Looks like all the motors are going good. Alright. Now we're going to test the, see if we get a Vtx signal. Alright, everything's looking good. I've got a little monitor here. Let's turn it on. Well, there we go. Can't believe it. It totally survived. Well, it looks like I now have 2 pretty much identical quads, 3S's. That'll be fun. I'll gonna enjoy both of them. I'll probably try a little different propeller combination on one of these and see how it goes. Just checking on our battery here. We're at 36 minutes. We're up to 8.22 volts, and we've only put 50 milliamps in. It's a 850 pack, so really not putting a lot of energy back into it, but we're trying to do it safely. So normally we'll charge up to 4.2 volts per cell, so that'd be 8.4 if we only have 2 cells that are coming back. So we're not up to that point yet. If we cross over that 8.4 level, then that means we've got 3 cells that are trying to come back, and so we'll just keep watching here, see how long it takes. Like I said, I'm erring on the side of safety, bringing it up slowly at 1/10 of an amp. You can see it's kind of pulsing it. I'll be going between 0 and 1.1, so this is a pretty safe, smart charger, and we'll just let it do its thing, and we'll check it in a little bit. Alright, we're over 8.4 volts, now 8.5. It's been 53 minutes, so I think that's a good sign. Check back in a bit. Alright, we're coming up on 3 hours. It looks like I got 8.8 volts in there. Again, keeping it at that 0.1 amp level. You probably just heard the fan there. One thing I did on this unit, if you have something like this, the fan is very loud. I have a video on how you can go in there and with the one, just add one little resistor, you can cut that fan noise down dramatically. It's a pretty easy fix. So check that out. Alright, coming up on 4 hours, we're at almost 9 volts. Put 332 milliamp hours in so far. About an 850 pack. Well, let's just keep her going. Well, right at the 4-minute mark, the charger itself popped up an error that says safety timeout. So maybe it only lets you run for 4 hours. I don't know. So I'm going to start it up. I'll probably give it a 0.2 amps this time and let her keep going. Alright, so it's been going about 15 minutes on this higher charge rate. You can see the voltage is now up to 972, which means the average voltage per cell is over 3.2. So now I'm going to connect up the balance lead, so I'll stop it. I'll connect up the balance lead and we'll start as a normal LIPO, see how that goes. Alright, got the balance lead connected. We'll go into LIPO here. It says it's a 3S, which is correct. We'll just do it at the 1C rate, which is 850, so about 0.9. And we'll do start. Low cell voltage. So let's go confirm. Let's look back. Do monitor. Alright, so it looks like one of the cells is not playing ball. Alright, I tried everything. That one cell there is not coming up. So I think I'll go back and continue charging and see if we can get that one up above 3.2. I kind of doubt it given the way it's looking currently, but that's why we're going through this. Okay, put it back on NiCad charge. I now have the current up to 0.5 amps. We'll see if that gets that voltage high enough to get that first cell to wake up a little higher. I kind of have my doubts at this point, but I'll be sitting here watching it. I won't let it, I won't walk away from it in case something happens. Alright, been running here about, what, 20 minutes. Now up to 11.18 volts. Pulsing at a 0.5 amp. So I'm going to put on the balance charge and see if that first cell is doing any better. Okay, I have the balance part connected up. I'll just put monitor here. It looks like we got all 3 of them are above 3.2. So I'm going to go back, hit LIPO. I got 1C charge, 3S. Looks like it's going to work. Put it on cell. You can see the first cell there is finally over that 3.2, so it's allowing this charger to kick in and do a balanced charge. So fingers crossed. Alright, it's been 26 minutes. You can see that the cell number 2 and 3 are all fully charged now. They're just about up to that 4.2. And first cell is struggling. We'll let it go here and see somehow it gets up to close to that 4.2 level. Well, we're coming up on 1 hour trying to get this thing balanced out. You can tell that first cell, even though it did get above that 3.2 volts, it's just not going to go all the way up. So I think I have to write off that first cell. The other 2 cells are probably okay. You know, some of the options are I can I can combine 2 good cells with another good cell I got to get a 3S pack going, or I could cut that one bad cell out of there and end up with just a 2S pack at 850, which would be a little different. But anyway, just want to show you the process. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Thanks for watching.